in the cock. It is Friday, May 5th, all day long, 9 a.m. here. And it is hot and only going to get hotter right now, or as of a few minutes ago. The temperature was 89 degrees, high of 96, low of 82, and the feel like is supposed to get up to, well, the feel like currently is 99 degrees, 72% humidity. Oh, wait a minute. I'm reading from the wrong page. It's 89 degrees, high of 100, low of 84. Feel like temperature currently is 99 degrees, 68% humidity. The Thai baht is 33.74 to the dollar, and the air quality, which has been better the past couple of days, is 84. So there you have it. That's what's going on here. Now, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Sawadee Ton Chow. Sawadee Kap. It's supposed to rain. Today's a Friday. It's going to rain all the way through next Sunday. That's the forecast. And the temperature this weekend and Monday will be in the triple digits. Plus 100 degrees Fahrenheit plus. Man, I dread to feel like temperature. If it's humid on the weekend, it's going to be, we're going to be staying inside. We already have the air conditioner people coming to our place because we need them to make sure that the air conditioner is in peak running condition because we have it on really all the time. So it's getting very, very hot here, and it's always hot here, but so what are you gonna do? I want to give a shout out to Mr. Elaine, Mr. Bilal, and Mr. Tim Mays. Thank you very much. Today, we are going, so it's very hot in Thailand now. Today we're going to be talking about a few things. I've got a couple of quick letters to read. And also we're going to be talking about the bar girls and Chowderheads, the inside story. We're going to hear, I found an article, I came across an article in Pattaya News. Is it Pattaya News? Pattaya Mail, sorry. I came across this article, and it is the view from the other side. It's not our view of them, it's their view of us, as in foreigners. And so we are going to talk about that a little bit. What is the title? What did I title this? Bar Girls and Chowderheads, the inside story. So you're going to be getting some Chowderhead stuff. And that brings me to the first comment that I thought was very nice. Although I will give some reasons why I haven't been doing these and why I got off of this and all that. And I've talked about it before, but John Dover wrote in yesterday about the premium Andaman means rising prices and Ask Me Anything, which is where I read some from my book, some letters from Chowderheads who had written me in the past. If you don't know what a Chowderhead is, exchange knucklehead, moron, pinhead, bonehead, whatever you want. It means you're foolish. That was your best video in years. I laughed my arse off and watched it twice. It's good to know you watched it twice. I found a little video clip today. It's about 15 seconds long. And it's of an old man. He's having his head measured. And what happens afterwards. And I just couldn't stop laughing. Every time I watch it. I've seen it about 8 times now. And I can't stop laughing. That's how you know something's funny, is you watch it over and over again and you just don't stop laughing. Find me some good old Chowderhead content. The very content that prepared my stay in Thailand so well in the good old days. To this day, I can't understand why you gave up the best workhorse of your channel. And that explains it. Yeah, you don't understand. Uh, it was good content. Some of it was funny. Looking back now, I could have stuck with it longer, but you know, after a while, you get just tired of getting all these messages, and then you're wondering, is this a troll? Is this real? What's the deal? How can people be so stupid? And then you get letters coming back to you from the same people, and they don't listen. And then, like, I had the guy come into Starbucks the one time. I'm telling him flat out, dude, you are in control. You got the duckies. You're in control. Why are you pissing away if she ain't doing anything for you? Would you go into a Porsche dealer and give them money for a new Porsche but not get the Porsche? Would you do that? Would you just go, oh, well, you don't have to give me the Porsche, but I'm going to give you the money? Or Ferrari, would you do that? No, you wouldn't. Well, then why would you do that with some chick? It's stupid. Anyway, let me continue. So, you know, it got a bit grating on my nerves. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, maybe I should have stuck with it longer, and I'm not opposed to doing it now because people don't seem to be sending me stupid messages like this like in the past. It's now I did it, and other people are doing that kind of a thing, and you know, whatever. If I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. If you got some, like, you know, sob story, then send it to me. I can't guarantee you I'll read it, but I may, and I may just respond and not read it. I don't know. It depends. I was even more surprised that after you tried many other unsuccessful attempts to get more views. Listen, it's not Dr. Mallon saved me. You heard it directly from me. Well, thank you very much, Alvin. I appreciate that. What I will say is, this guy's saying, oh, you've tried many other unsuccessful attempts. Listen, I don't particularly like that comment. I don't look at it as being unsuccessful. Granted, there are some areas I focused on that I didn't really consider myself to have reached my goals. And I still haven't reached my goals with YouTube. And hopefully one day, before I'm gone, I will reach those goals. But I don't view it as unsuccessful. I view it as changing with the times. You know, the thing is that I've been on YouTube now for more than 10 years. Not many people on YouTube can say the same. Not only that, granted, I don't have the most views, I don't have the most subscribers, but it works for me, and you know, I know it can work better, but I beat to my own drum, right? I do my own thing, and I don't feel that I need to be hoodwinked into, I'm only going to do travel in Thailand. I'm only going to do about bar girls. I'm only going to do, and that's the thing. Thailand's been done to death. I've said it a million times. Thailand's been done to death. If you want, my wife went to temples yesterday. She went to Wat Pakeo. I'm like, aren't you bored with that? How many times you been there? And that's how I look at it. After a while, I've been there and done it. I want to move on. I don't want to go backwards. That's how I look at it. I don't want to step backwards. I want to go forward. So if there's, now this is a different era. This is a different time from, say, 10 years ago, 9 years ago when I was doing those videos, 8 years ago. It's a different time. Hey, thank you very much, Alvin. What a nice way to start the day. Choke day to you all day long. Appreciate that. And I'm glad I could help. That is the idea. That was the original idea of this channel. Now, the only reason that I really got into the financial aspect was because I was bleeding money. Really. And I still bleed money most of the time. But I appreciate it. And it definitely helps. We have some considerable expenses coming up on this trip that I've discussed. Bangkok, Abu Dhabi, Ireland. We'll spend a day there. Then we go for, I don't know how many days, 4 or 5 days to Portugal. Then we go to Miami for like 8 days. Then we go to Ecuador for like a week. Then we go back to Miami for like 5 days. Then we go to Amsterdam for the day, for a night, two days and a night. And then we go back to Portugal for, I think it's 4 days and 3 nights. And then we go back to Bangkok. So we'll be gone for about a month. So And yes, I will try to stream from these places, you know, depending on the quality of the, hopefully the quality of the 4G, 5G will be good. Quality of the Wi-Fi will be good. It should be, uh, and you know, we'll see. But I'll do something. I always do. It's a business opportunity. That's the way I look at it. And you know, I'm there. I might as well do something, right? And I'm sure there are people that are interested in seeing things wherever I may be, and also getting my take on what I think about the places, especially Ecuador, and to a lesser extent Portugal. Anyway, so I don't view what I've done as being unsuccessful. Some things are more successful than others, but I just look at it as, okay, well, you know, that might not work. There have been times when I've made videos or I've made streams and I go, this is gold. This is gonna kill. This is gonna go viral. And I get like 200 views. And then there's been times when I don't even think about it. I don't think about how many views I'm gonna get. I don't even think it's anything good. And the thing gets more views than I've ever got before, you know. Well, the Chowderhead option and 10 things to consider when hooking up with a bar girl was always there, ready to get milked with hundred thousands of views. I think he means after doing these things that he viewed as unsuccessful, why did I do this when the Chowderhead option and 10 things to do? I mean, how many times you want to talk about, you know, some stupid guy who goes to the bar and he goes, oh, I went into this massage parlor and she blew me after like an hour, and you know, we were in love. Yeah, okay. How stupid are you? I mean, really, how stupid are men? I expect men to be fairly intelligent, and I don't mean book smart. I mean, have some common sense, which obviously common sense is not as common as we may think. But I kind of expect men to be, you know, hey, have some balls. Be a man. Don't be a simp. And you know, I'm catching on to all these words now, all these phrases. You know, the whole MGTOW. I mean, you know, like in my day, we didn't have all these phrases. You know, why are you sucking up to her? Why are you kissing her ass? Why are you pussy whipped? Those kind of things. That's what we used to say when I was younger. Anyway, so now one more thing, and then we'll get into this. This guy wrote something here, and I don't know why I'm reading this. This was addressed to the video, the Daily Mallon, has Thailand become more dangerous than in the past? And this guy writes in 2009, I was down soy 3, quite drunk but not causing trouble. Well, that's your first mistake. Why are you out in public in a foreign country quite drunk? I know it's easy to happen. Sometimes it happens accidentally. Sometimes you just want to tie one on. I understand. It's not the brightest move, though, when you really think about it. My foreign ATM card had been locked as I had not informed the bank I was heading to Thailand. Yeah, that happens. Anyway, I was down Sukhumvit Soi 3, past Bumrungrad, and across from the Japanese embassy in one of those two lanes. Yeah, I used to live over there. I had ventured down there trying every ATM at 10 p.m. or later at night and looking for any Forex bureau that may be opening. I was bursting for a piss, and New Soi 3 was too public even in the dark. No, it's not. I hate to tell you this. It's not now, and it wasn't then. You could have easily, people don't care. You know, just have a little, don't be whipping your schlong out in the middle of the meridian, you know, in the meridian, and there's a bush, and don't be whipping your schlong out, turning around, you know, showing everybody what your package is. You don't need to do that. But if you're on Soi 3, there are places where you can just dip, you can cut in, and, you know, I mean, I'm not talking about in front of Cassicorn Bank or something like that, but, you know, you can find a way. And you know how I know? Because I've done it. I've done it in a host of places. I did it on Soi 101, Lot Pro 101, probably about a year ago. I was walking, and man, I just couldn't wait. I was like, I'm bursting. I don't know what's going on, but I got to take a leak. And I couldn't find any place open, and I cut into this little alleyway. It was actually like an entrance to I don't know what was there, but it was an entrance, and there was a tree, and there was a little cutout where I could step in. So I kind of went behind the tree, and I just, you know, you gotta go, you gotta go. This ain't America. I walked into the dark lane perhaps 30 meters in to take a leak. A man shouted at me from Soy 3. Okay. I realized I was blocked, so I had to go for him as the other way down lane was dark. I ran at him and shouted, and luckily I bumped into him at such speed his punch just skiffed the back of my head, and that was a bruise for a few days, but minor as he had failed to connect with my face or most of my head. Yeah, I don't know why the guy was yelling at you or what he was after, other than maybe money. I doubt he was screaming at you because you were taking a piss, and I doubt that he was launching a punch at you. And if he launched a punch at you, I mean, it's good you left. You got out without getting into some kind of a skirmish, because you might hit him and he might fall down and bang his head and go boom, and then the next thing you know, you're in the Bangkok prison. What do they call it there? The Bangkok Hilton or the Big Tiger or something like that. I forget what I think it's the Bangkok Hilton, but it's been a while since I thought about that. But yeah, it's probably good you just got out of there. But anyway, he says the moral of, as I broke through him onto Soy 3, I felt he threw food or drinks at my back, but I just sprinted fast up Sukhumvit Road and left him. This kind of story sounds like, yeah, you must have been shit-faced, because these kind of things just don't happen all that often. And it's funny, I saw a message yesterday from some lady who lives in Taiwan on Twitter. If you want to go and find some toxic content, go on Twitter. You'll find it all day long, especially if you're looking for it. Now, I wasn't looking for it, but there is one particular guy who I follow who I respect because he's an author. And he responded to this lady, and she got all snippy about it. But her comment was, "One night in Bangkok, I hope I don't get roofied." I'm like, honey, get the... it was just... it's too much. All right, let me see something, because there was something else she said, and I wanted to see what it was, now that I'm talking about it. Let me just get on here. But I gotta log in again? Come on. I'm always clearing my cache, Cache. Let's see here. Shit, I don't even remember my login information. I always forget, Here we go. All right. Should be able to find it quickly. All right, let me see here. I don't need you to boost my security. Jesus Christ, it's not that important to me. I don't have all that much shit here. It's ridiculous. All right, let me see. Here we go. All right. He definitely calls people out. Which I really like. But hang on a second, let me see if I can find this. What was this chick's name? Where are we here? Wow. I don't know what this chick's name was. Let's see here. Now, one thing that this guy was talking about is how if you go into a place and they want you to order with a QR code, you cannot just get a menu. It's time to just walk out, which I agree with. I don't like that when they do that. Oh, it's so high tech, honey. Anyway, let me see if I can find this. This is irritating now that I can't find it. Am I looking at replies here? All right, here we go. Let's see. Replies. Tweets. Well, Yeah, I don't know what happened. Let me see if I can just search it real quick. Oh man. Let me see. I forget what this chick's name was. Let me see here. What was the gist of the? Oh, maybe I can find it this way. Anyway, she was saying that she was worried about. Uh, she said that bank. I can't find it, but I don't think I can find it. Let's see here. Maybe I can right now. Oh, there was a login. Okay. She was saying, "Oh, Bangkok is such a raw place. Oh, so unrefined, or something like that." But she definitely said it was. It's so raw. And I'm like, you think Bangkok is raw? She's down in like, what is it, Soy 19, Sukhumvit Soy 19, and she's talking about how raw it is. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. And the guy called her out on it. He's like, what the hell are you? You think this is raw? Honey, you need to go some other places. Anyway, but she did say, oh, I hope I don't get roofied here. Honey, if you are worried about getting roofied, please leave Bangkok right now and never come back. The chance of some older lady getting roofied in Bangkok, as long as she watches her P's and Q's. In other words, don't leave your drink behind. Don't just assume that everything, watch where your drink comes from. Watch them pour the drink if you can. Do whatever you can. But most of the time, this is the thing. The last thing that most Thais want to do is somebody comes in, oh, there's the opportunity. It's a lady in a bar. I'm going to, roofie her and then carry her into the back and we're going to rob her. Ah, come on, man. Yeah, granted, this kind of stuff happens once in a great while, but most of the time it happens to some guy who's sucking on some chick's tit or something like that. Or he begins to trust her and she just kisses his ass and he's like, oh my God, she loves me. They don't love you. Now, again, talking about the whole thing with the menus and the QR code. The QR code is everywhere. Anytime you go, if you go to a little merchant at a market, I'm talking about like a little fresh market or something like that, and they're selling pad thai or they're selling fruit or whatever it is. 99.9% of them have a QR code on a little placard sitting right there. So all you have to do is put your phone there, boom, you pay. This is the way it is here in Bangkok now. There's nothing you're going to do about it. You can fight it all you want, but eventually it's going to come in. I'm sorry, we don't take cash now, sir, just like at Lot Prowl 101. It doesn't happen. All right, let me get into this thing here. I forget what I was doing, but let me see here. Okay. As I broke through, I felt him throw food or da-da-da. Moral of my story is find a toilet in a bar and also run if you can. Do not be a hero. Okay, well that's smart. I think Thailand is safe. It takes provocation to get hurt there and perhaps bad luck. I think that guy shouted at me and tried to obstruct and hit me was my bad luck, but I dealt with it right. I don't know. I'm of the opinion that if somebody touches you, it's on. They don't have the right to touch you for any reason. Now, it's good you ran away, but I just don't believe that people can and should touch you. And in Thailand, the Thais are well aware that it is not touching someone that you don't know is not allowed. If a Thai girl were to walk by and a Thai guy touched her, or a foreigner touched her, she'd be like, what the they freak out. And I think I wrote about it in my book, They Call Me Farang. I think I wrote about it, about the old guy who was he was from Texas, and he was so impressed with the food. Oh my God, this food is so good. And I think it was that guy, but basically, the woman who was cooking came out and he tried to touch her, or maybe it was the waitress. He tried to touch her hand. Like, oh, it was so good, honey. And she was like, huh? She was like, a little farm girl, just like, they didn't expect foreigners to come in very often at this place. And, she kind of freaked out. So you don't need to be touching Thai women when you come here unless it is desired, wanted. It's a wanted touch. You don't just touch some chick you don't know, and you don't just touch some guy you don't know here. And the Thai guys know this, but they think, oh, who are you to tell me this in my country? And it's like, and that's why a lot of times when I'm walking by, if I'm streaming with, and some guy tries to touch me, I'm like, hey, don't put your hands on me, man. Because that's their opening. And then what they want to do is grab your hand and hold your hand. Some of them are harmless. They'll grab your hand, hold your hand, and try to get you to, I get you, lady. Oh, look, massage. Or, I take you in tuk-tuk. Whatever. It's ridiculous. I don't know why you would say bar girls are awful. Why would you say that? They're not all awful. That's the thing. This is complete horseshit. If you know the rules of the game, it's a business transaction. So how are they awful? You give them what they're worth, or what if you want to give them what they want, then you do that, or you negotiate and you go on your merry way, and you should not have any problems. And if you do, and you're not pulling some skank that's walking the streets on Beach Road or something like that, then you're not gonna have any problems. If you got a problem, you go immediately back to the mama. You go talk to the mama, the head lady, the big boss. You go talk to her and say, hey man, this girl is out of line, and most of them will take care of it for you. So this bullshit about bar girls being all bad, you could say the same thing about the guys who go there. There are plenty of guys who go, they're complete assholes. They treat the girls like shit. And it's not only the ones working in the bar, but it's also Thai women in general. Think about how many guys walk up to girls and they think, well, how much I give you? And the girl's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck away from me. Stupid Farhan. Scott, you have great Chowderhead content. I shared some of your older videos with buddies a few years ago. All agree it's hilarious. Glad I found your channel again. Well, I'm glad you found it also. So, and thank you for the kind words. I don't know where everybody is today. What's going on? We're missing out on people today. You got 31 people, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are commenting. At least leave a thumbs up if you don't want to comment. Between your videos and my common sense, I've never had any regrets living in Thailand for over 5 years. Come on, man, you're terrible. And you're an idiot. Honestly. You really believe that? Dude, go there for whatever you want. Okay? Go there and have your fun, do your thing, and just go, hey, thank you, chokdi, and you leave. That's the best way. And you have very little problems. And if you're an intelligent, sharp guy, you will not get hoodwinked by them. If you buy a bunch of drinks and you don't see the bill in front of you, you might go, let's see, I've had 5 drinks. Okay, so that's, let's see, if it's $150, 150 baht a pop, that'd be $7.50. Let me see the bill, please. I want to see the bin. Give me the bin. And then you see it's 3,000 baht. You go, hey, what the, But, like, it's not them. I hate to tell you. They're out trying to make a buck. Now, granted, some of them might be, difficult, or they may be scammers. But you think the guys aren't as well? I mean, honestly, you know how many guys go and they go, you didn't give me good service. I'm not paying you. I'm leaving. The girl's like, what the, she's wondering what the hell to do. So don't give me that bullshit. Don't blame it on them. Yeah, whatever. You get burned, you get burned. I mean, I understand, but take it in stride and move the fuck on. Personally, I prefer the soapy massages to these bars these days. Can leave your business there. Well, that's what Thai men do. And um, a long time ago I used to do that, and I agree. It is, it can be less problematic. And you could even, if you really want, I mean, you get their number, they get yours, you can meet up. Some of them will meet up with you. However, a lot of guys go to the bars. That's just the way it is. Sounds like you got burnt by one, Samui. The bar ladies are all good fun, not their fault. Well, if you got burnt, ask yourself why. Why did you get burnt? Because I wanted a girlfriend. Because I thought she was so sweet and she was different. Just remember one thing first and foremost. If you're going to do that, it's a business transaction. Don't get it twisted. It's so simple. Don't get it twisted. Dude, then what's your problem with them? I mean, really, it's like me going, oh, I hate all of them. No, I don't. And personally, I don't want to surround myself with them. And, I'm a married man, and I don't want to be in that environment, and I don't give a shit about them. I could care less. You know what I care more about? Money. You should be caring about money more than you should be caring about these hoes. Seriously. Because, if you want to do that, then fine. It takes dough. If you got enough dough, it's not a big deal. You go in, you pay your money. They're happy. Oh, how much you want? Okay, I want this much. Well, that's a little high, honey. Can you do it for $2,000? And you go in, you do your business. Okay, goodbye. When you got enough money, it's almost never a problem. Now, if they take you to the cleaners, usually it's your own fault. Oh, I thought she loved me after a month. We were together for a month. Well, actually, I was in Thailand for 3 days. It's just stupid. It's a great experience, but I was the only Farang. All mainland Chinese. Listen, I've been in a lot of places. I've been in a Burmese place. I've been in a Burmese place in up past Chiang Rai. Chinese place. And, I mean, you just, what do you expect from them? You know what they want. It's like going in and buying a coffee. I hate to put it that way, but it's the same thing. You're getting a product, the triangle. You go in, you go, hi, can I have an espresso, please? I'll take it a hot espresso. Just one. Thank you. How much? 100 baht. Okay, no problem. You get your product, you pay the money, or you pay your money, you get the product, in this case, with espresso, and you go, thank you, bye. The same thing. So I don't want to hear all this bullshit about, oh, they'll blame it all on them, they're horrible. Some of them are a bunch of nasty skanks, but what do you expect? There's nasty skanks that aren't working there. So there's nasty skanks all over the world. And there's skanky, disgusting guys as well. I actually picked two espressos, 90 minutes. Well, the more the merrier. All right, let's get into this. I'm not trying to slam you Samui times, you personally, but I just think that mentality is idiotic. I think it's just stupid. What do you expect? You expect them to be model women? You expect them to be like marriage material? Oh, she's such a wonderful girl. Get the fuck out of here. The girls, some of these girls are like, fuck, my mom needs 20,000 baht, and if I don't give it, she's going to be pissed off and screaming at me, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. I'm not trying to make excuses for them. I'm just saying some of them, it's the way it goes. Now, I will say that this article that I'm going to read from gives a bit of a story of how some of them think, and some of them, you will see, not all of them think the same way. That's the thing. It's the same thing as anywhere else. You're going to get some guy who's like, hey, I'll screw anything that moves, and you're going to get a guy who's like, hey, wait a minute, I don't really like her, and she ain't all that hot, so what am I going to screw her for? Just to get to get my rocks off? No. There are plenty of guys like that. And there's plenty of guys who are like, it doesn't matter. I just want to get it in. Anyway, this is from the Pattaya Mail, and it's Pattaya Bar Girls, the inside story from a guy who I think he grew up here in Thailand and he speaks good Thai, far better than me. And that is, I've been talking about how I've been starting to get obsessed with exercising and getting fit and training and punching and kicking shit and throwing weights around, whatever weight it might be, because I'm trying not to lift very heavy because I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to put too much stress on my joints and all that kind of stuff because I am older. But I'm starting to think that maybe I need to get obsessed with the language again, because I have not been learning all that much in the last couple of years, just because I don't really have to speak more than a little bit of Thai, and my Thai is sufficient, so why do I need to progress? Well, I need to progress because you should always be progressive. They try to manipulate people who have no experience with the scene. I've seen good people hurt. They're, in my opinion, bad. Sorry, I know it sounds like a naive comment, but really it's not. Well, I think it is. Because if somebody comes here and they have no experience and they haven't done any research nowadays online, then they're a fucking moron and they deserve whatever they get. If you really believe, oh my God, she loves me. Oh, I've been here for a week and this girl, I'm so lucky I met her and I'm in love now. Come on. And you can't go do a quick search online if you're a guy and you're single and you want to come here? Come on, man. Listen, I didn't have these things happen to me, and I didn't have the internet at my disposal at the time. There were no forums, no YouTube. There was none of this bullshit. So if you have no experience, do your fucking research. What is it? Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. I think that's what it is. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And that's about the size of it. If you're going to come to Thailand, listen, I'm going to Portugal. I know where I'm going to go. I know about how much things cost. I've already done some research. I already done my research on Ecuador. I already know about Amsterdam, because I've been there fucking 20 times. I don't know much about Ireland, but I have done a fair amount of research, and I will continue to do research, and I will have notes, and I will have little things to remember. That's how I operate. And you know why? Because I think it's better to do a little bit of research and have a little bit of knowledge when you go into a place, so that at least there's one or two points that may be sticking in your head that you remember. And one of them is, it's a transaction. It's not a love affair. And you will hear when I read this about the difference in how they think and how foreign men think. And that's the point. So they try to manipulate. They can try all you want, but guess what? If you try to manipulate me, whether I came here in the beginning as a new, you're talking about me coming here as a newbie, or you're talking about me as a guy who's been here for 30 years. It doesn't matter. I'm the one who opens up the pocketbook. I'm the one who goes, here you go. Here's your dough. She doesn't do it. So if you're that naive and you want to do that, good for you. But if you do it as like most of the guys that are in this stream who have engaged in these kind of activities at one time or another, they know, wait a minute, I'm not going to be fooled by all this bullshit. All right, so let me read this. And, you're entitled to your opinion. I just disagree. I think it's idiotic to come to a country that you've never been to before and just expect things to be the way that this is my impression of the place. Well, your impression of a place is never the same as when you actually get there, because on-the-ground experience cannot be trumped. You need that on-the-ground experience. So if you haven't been here, then you read, and you get as much experience from reading from several different sources, not just one source, but numerous sources. Then you go to the place. And then at least you have an idea. And maybe you find somebody that you can talk to a little bit, like your own kind. Like, you know, if you're an American, you find an American, hey, buddy, how you doing? All right. Hey, what, you know what? Can you tell me about this place? What's the deal? And then, you know, you get a little bit of information. Hopefully that's the correct information. It lines up with what you've researched or what you might think and what common sense might dictate. You think she's working there because she wants to find a freaking husband? You know who wants to find a husband? The girl out there working on the rice field. Plenty of girls walking around that, you know, they're not opposed to having a good guy. Now, it might not be a Western guy, but, you know, you can't force them to do anything. They are what they are, which is women, and they're going to make their own choices. All right, so let me read this. Many men about town are experts on bar girls and know all about what they think, what they do, and why they do it. This reporter, not being an expert and having grown up in this region, I would say, you know, I'm always hesitant to call myself an expert. And it's not because I'm not confident in my knowledge or my ability or anything like that. It's just because to me, an expert would be somebody who has extreme knowledge about a particular subject. I have a fair amount of knowledge about several subjects here. And it's been a long time since I've been engaged in these activities. Whether they be working in some nightclub, some bar, or they're just some chick who you met, wherever it might be, in the bank. This reporter, not being an expert and having grown up in this region, felt knowledge deficient and decided to talk to the girls themselves. The reader might say, someone who grew up here should know more about bar girls than a newcomer. The truth is that bars hold little attraction for Farang, who have lived here since they were very young, under the age of 10, for instance. Look at my kids. My kids have never been to one of those kind of bars. I don't even know, maybe, I don't know, Alex might have been to a bar. I don't know. I don't even, you know, if they have been, they've never been to those kind of bars, I can tell you that right now. Nicholas, I mean, he works in a bar, but it's not that kind of a bar. It's a regular, like, Thai people go there and, you know, they get their whiskey and they get their mixers and then they have their beer and they drink and, you know, they have the towers of beer. And I'd be surprised if there's really any foreigners there unless they are going to a university or something like that in the area, because it just doesn't happen. Having lived here since the age of 4, Thai is one of this writer's mother tongues, so the following forum was held in the Central and Isan dialects. That's good. I had the chance to talk to 5 of the dancers in a Pattaya bar. Their names were E, Toy, Tan, Su, and To. They requested that no pictures be taken. Okay. Now, I have to say, do me a favor. This is the segue. Please leave a thumbs up if you like what we're talking about here. If you want more of these, leave your own comment. If you watch after the fact, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, you can leave a comment in the live chat, and it's all in good fun. I don't hold it against anybody. I'm not trying to be personal. And, you know, if I say to you, I think it's idiotic, or I think you're being idiotic, or whatever it might be, I'm not addressing it that I think you're a complete idiot. Now, some people, if I say it, I mean it. Most people, like in the case of Samui Times, I do understand that for many people, they look at it as you're taking advantage of the weak or the less knowledgeable. I think, however, you need to prepare yourself before you come here, and then you won't be weak enough to be taken in by them. And you also have to say to yourself, hey, wait a minute, when I do this back home, when I go, oh my God, I met her 2 days ago and she's the most wonderful girl, and oh man, the sex is awesome, I can't believe it. Oh, she only wants $300. Then, you know, a week later, she's like, can I have 500? Why would you think that's okay? You know, you got to be smart. You got to use your brain. You know, it's that simple. Anyway, like I said, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not done so already. Check down in the descriptions for the numerous ways you can help support the channel. Follow me on Rumble. That's the backup. And also, like I keep saying, there will be some videos that are specific only or unique only to Rumble that will be going up shortly. Maybe even about Chowderheads. But let me go on. Okay. The first question was obviously, why did you come to work here? Tan. The first answer is obviously because people told me the money was good. All of the girls agreed. Is it true? Then the girl Sue answers and she says, sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's like anything, it depends on the tourism and the number of customers. A. It used to be very good when the American Navy came in, but not anymore. Well, now the American Navy did just go into Pattaya. I don't know what they're told by their commanding officer, like stay out of the bars, or you're allowed to go in, but, use a condom, or, don't be stupid. Don't give away, your month's pay, something like that. Toy, yeah, they're all afraid of AIDS and now coronavirus. So if you're not making enough money, why do you still do this work? Tor, we can't get any jobs elsewhere. Are you sure you couldn't? Which is, for some of them, yeah, I don't understand it. Some of them are just flat out lazy. Not all of them, and I'm not saying a large percent of them are. I think most of them, the reason they do it is because they come from poverty. They're living in poverty. Okay, Tan, she responds, look, sorry, where do you expect us to work? I only finished 4th grade. To get decent jobs, you have to have finished. Oh, I don't know, but no one wants us. And we expire at about age 25. Ain't that the truth? The older bar girls, they get old men. And who wants, some old guy, you want some old German guy who's 70 years old with a freaking huge belly and his purple socks and flip-flops and plaid shorts and, that kind of stuff. These girls don't want that shit. They don't want some guy huffing and puffing over, all for whatever it is that they rake in, Thai bars seem to do pretty regular business. Couldn't you get jobs there? He's talking about regular Thai bars. Yeah. If you don't know anything about this place, you will know that the girls, and men as well, and I'm not just talking about in this kind of a nightlife scene, but men and women are vetted by other Thais. Almost every single time that they talk to each other, at any length, they vet each other. They have a way of finding out what their social status is, where they belong on the ladder. And a lot of these girls, if you take a chick out to eat for dinner and she doesn't really know how to use a fork and a spoon, or a fork and a knife, she doesn't know, where's everything supposed to be? And that happens sometimes. A lot less now. Maybe they're just used to using a spoon back home and there is no procedure, no etiquette. So, this is something, the Thais pick up on it very quickly. They know exactly where the girls stand. So for them to go in and go, okay, I want to work in this, I want to go work as a secretary in your dental office. I want to be the girl that everybody meets. I want to be the receptionist. And they're slathered in tattoos, or they're wearing gold, or they talk with some kind of a slang, or, they don't talk politely, or whatever it might be. They get vetted, immediately. And it's they already know. I'm not even going to bother going there because I know what's going to happen. And they're going to be made to feel like shit. And the thing here is that, the Thai people can be brutally honest about another person's social status. You are loso. And in their eyes, you will always be loso. Whether you work your way up on your back or whether you work your way up, because you start a business and it makes it big. If you were loso before, they always will consider you loso. And you might get treated better because they want your money, but that doesn't mean anything else. Really. It just means I want your dough. Let's see here. Thai bars don't want us. Thai men don't like girls who look like us. And, if you think about it, how many Chinese looking Thai girls with big breasts, kind of thin, nice butts, or, listen, a lot of Thais got flat butts. Even my son said that to me yesterday. He said, Thai women don't tend to have very nice asses. I disagree, but he did say they're skinny, they have flat asses. And he's right about that. A lot of them do. And, the Thai men, they want some, if they're going to pay, they want some white skinned, Chinese looking, big tittied girl with a bit of an ass on her. And that's what they want. They don't want some dark skinned, wide nosed girl who's maybe a little bit short and squat. They don't want that. Not that that's how they all are in these bars, but I'm just saying. Thai men don't like girls who look like us. So then the author says, I don't understand. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll talk. I applied to work in a Thai members club. That's like a G club, a gentleman's club. They told me I didn't have the right personality. That means I wasn't good looking enough. There you go. Damn right, Tokyo Sam. Exactly what they want. What I found at Black Caviar, no complaints. No, you won't have any complaints. And what I always say is, why discriminate? Because there are some beautiful dark-skinned girls. There's beautiful Thai girls. They have it's called a damdang, which is like a blackish red tone. They tend to come from closer to Cambodia. And, then you have the white-skinned girls. You got the Chiang Rai girls, which some people think are the best-looking women in Thailand. So I don't know why they discriminate, because some of these guys, if the guy doesn't have much money, to hear a taxi driver going, oh, I don't like the dark-skinned girls. Well, buddy, I can tell you right now, you ain't going to get some Chinese girl. It's not going to happen, because they know what a taxi driver makes. The minute they find out, they don't want you. You got nothing worth having. Well, there you go, Sino. Exactly, that's the thing. It's all, I'm not going to say it because it's kind of vulgar, but when it comes down to it, as long as it gets the job done and it's quality, then what do you really care? There's women of all sizes, all types, Anyway, yeah, and these G clubs tend to have the kind that Thai men want, because for the most part, foreigners aren't going there. Anytime I ever went into one of those clubs, it was only, me and one or two buddies, or in rare cases, 4 or 5 buddies. And I never saw a really dark-skinned girl from Boridam or somewhere like that. I didn't see it. I didn't see the Isan girls. So, let me continue. Thai men like women who have light complexions and different body types than us. We're too dark and skinny. Yeah, they have no asses. Or they have no breasts, or whatever it might be. Not that Thai girls generally have big breasts, but are Thai bars better than bars that foreigners come to? In most ways they are. Thai men come to bars for one reason: to enjoy themselves. Yeah, that's the truth. The Thai guys go to places to get drunk, to have a good time, and if they were to meet some chick who they, for whatever reason they thought struck their fancy, or they were horny, then, they'll do what they can to get it in. But for the most part, they go and have a good time, and whatever happens, happens. With Farang men, I believe, and I'm not reading this yet, I believe the way that it works is Farang go there because they're looking to get it in. They want to have some fun. How about Farang men? Oi, yo yo. This is the girl Tan. Farang men. This is funny. What a bunch of neurotics and boring. They get drunk and we have to sit and listen for hours as they tell us their endless problems. I don't understand English very well, and who knows what they're talking about. I'm not their mother. I want to get my job done and take care of the next customer. And there it is there in a nutshell. They don't give a shit about you. So what are you? Oh my God, they're terrible. They're bad girl. Really? They just want to do the job and go home. Help them out. If you're going to be there and you want to part with your money and you want to be that, you want to be that person who's going in there, to have your fun, part with your money and say goodbye. It's simple. Get the transaction done. They're not your mother, and hence you should be the man. As I often have been saying, and I've said for years, you need to be the man. And, I'm not saying you're going to be perfect, but Jesus Christ, be the man. Make the decisions. Stop being, oh, honey, I come to Thailand because in my country I'm so poor and, my job sucks, and they don't give a fuck. Do you really think they care? They don't. Most marriages, like your wife will care, but up to a point, after a while, she's like, hey, fucking man up. You gotta man up, pal. So all the girls agreed. Tan's right, it's true, etc. Good morning, Robert. It's true, etc. Then Toy goes on to say, and they all say we're so much more beautiful than Farang women. Ha! Sue, we know that's not true. We see many very beautiful Farang women here in Pattaya. Now, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Let's just get that clear. And the reason that, Western men, especially, pale, white-skinned guys, hailing from Ireland or the United States or the UK or wherever it may be, Denmark, Sweden, us pasty-skinned guys, they look at a dark-skinned girl and they think she's exotic. I've never seen a girl like her. In my country, they all have blonde hair and blue eyes. Now, a Thai guy, if you bring that girl here, they'd be like going, oh my God, she's beautiful. They don't understand everything behind it. She might be beautiful in some ways, but, the attitude might need a little adjustment. As, I don't know, because, I've never been married there, and I don't want to, and I don't, give a shit about them. But from what I've seen in the news and what I've heard from a lot of men lately is that the reason they come is not about the beauty. Although many of them may be doing the George Jefferson and getting, they might be stepping up in quality. But the main reason is because how they're treated. They're treated better. All right, let me continue here. Where are we at here? Okay. A says, I haven't spoken yet. Let me talk. They say we're more beautiful than Farang women. I think that the real reason is that these men themselves are not charming enough to attract their own kind. I wouldn't want most of them as a life partner. Now, that said, that is true for many guys. Now, granted, I was a hell of a lot younger when I first moved here, and I, was leaner, meaner, had hair, and, a tan, and, I had my dry spells, but for the most part, it wasn't really a problem to have my fun and have, some decent looking women. But not everybody's like that. There are guys who got far better looking women than I ever did, and there were guys who never had women. And that obviously there are guys now who are choosing not to have women because they don't like the quality. Which, okay, that's great, but if you can get it in and you need to take care of your needs, then, and that's the thing about Thailand for some guys is I know many a guy who comes here and they're here part-time and they just have their fun and then they go home and they don't have any problems. But I have seen many bar workers married to Farang men. Tan, you like to play stupid. When we start getting past the age of attraction and meet a man who is halfway decent and responsible, we marry him. It's a matter of life security. We don't think of it as romantic love. There you go. Where women in the U.S., they have been spoiled rotten by movies and the media. And, you know, what is it, Officer and a Gentleman? Is it Officer? No, not Officer. Pretty Woman. They're spoiled by that shit. This handsome guy, he's so studly, he's 6'2", he's so handsome, and he's got plenty of dough. He's gonna rescue me. I'm just gonna raise our babies and everything's gonna be okay. And I'm gonna love him so much. That's the way they think. Right? I mean, that's the way they thought even back when maybe they don't think that way now, but when I was growing up, that's kind of the idea. You know, oh, we're going to have 2.3 kids or whatever the hell it was. The nuclear family, the white picket fence. Now a lot of them are going, I don't need this guy. I don't need men. I do it myself. Yeah, okay. Maybe so. But then when you're 55 or 60 and you're all alone, and you have no family and nobody gives a shit about you, and you're a wrinkled old hag, because you got a bad attitude, you're bitter, and your body's gone to shit, even if you try to keep it in shape, it's going to go shitty. It's going to go south. It sags, right? I mean, you know, you could pull a Pamela Anderson and pump yourself up and have some balloons, but, you know, even she decided to take them out because it was too much of a pain in the ass for her, and it was painful. Who would you like to have as a life partner? Now this girl A says, a gentle Thai man, maybe a civil servant. All of the girls said, dream on, are you crazy? Huh? And then Sue says, a lot of Thai men are very charming, sweet, and handsome, but they lack a sense of responsibility toward their family duties. And I've heard that and seen it myself. And you know that there are a lot of guys, and I've told the story about this one girl that I knew who, she had this guy, he knocked her up, and the day that she gave birth, he ran away. He left. Never saw him again. Didn't come around, didn't want to see the kid. No, sorry. The best thing, now listen to this. This is the girl Toy. The best thing is to have a Farang husband and a Thai lover on the side. Giggles all around. Now, that goes to show you that the Thai girls are not just going, oh my God, I want to be with the American guy or the Westerner because he's got a bigger schlong. That's not how they're thinking. You know, they want somebody who understands them and they can communicate with. And I think that's important. And I have stated this numerous times, but there are reasons why I do think you should. You definitely should learn the language. And, you know, hopefully your significant other, whether she be a girlfriend, whatever it may be, wife, friend with benefits, whatever it might be, I do think that they should learn something too. You know, it's give and take. It's not, you know, it's pluses and minuses. It's does she add or does she subtract? And if it's all subtraction, what's the point? You know? You get bored with her eventually. So this girl Tan says, don't talk like that. We're looking for what any woman looks for in a man. A good person who loves and cares about his family and is reasonably stable. She's the voice of reason, apparently. And then the girl A says, I never thought about getting married. I always wanted to be a doctor, but my family was poor, and I couldn't go to school. Huh? You know, and this is the thing. These girls they got their own aspirations. But in many cases, they have no idea of how to get out of their situation. The only way they know is what they hear from their auntie or their, whoever it may be, their friend. Oh, well, you can go down here and make some money. Oh, really? Doing what? You just sit and talk to foreigners. Do I have to sleep with them? No, no, no. You just talk. And then they get there and they go, oh, well, if I sleep with them, I make more money. That's what happens. So, anyway, we got more here. But I'm interested to know what you guys think. It's funny that there's not much chatter today. We're talking about a subject that you guys say you always want to hear about, and yet there's really not much interaction. I'm sure that some of you are just listening intently, but if you got something to say, say it. If you got a little story of your own, put it up. Don't be shy. You can use different names. You can change the names. All right. So this girl Tan, she says, damn it, you're just like everybody else. Farang men never believe it when we tell them the truth, but accept all our lies. I think a lot of foreigners, they don't want to believe that what is being said is a lie. They want to believe the girl. They want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And instead of just going, listen, you know what? If I really take a look at this is bullshit. She was out till 3 in the morning with her aunt, and they were just sitting having coffee all night. Oh, really? Why didn't he answer the phone the 3 times that I called?
Well, I was really busy. I didn't know. My phone, the battery, hotแล้วแบตหมด.
The battery was dead. And the battery is dead every time you call. It doesn't fly, man. Listen, do you think just because we're a poor country, because we're poor country people, that we don't have dreams? That's a sentence to remember. Do you think I sat as a little girl and thought, oh, how wonderful. When I grow up, I can go to Pattaya and sell myself to a bunch of dirty old men. There you go. That's about it. And like I say, if you are 60, 70, whatever you may be, and you think some 20-year-old girl is looking at you going, you know what? Those saggy balls are such a turn on. His ass droops down to the back of his knees. But I don't care because he's so sexy. He's a sexy man. That's not what they want. That is not what they want. And they're not stupid. They just, if somebody were to get them when they were young and the thing is, a lot of them don't even have the money to go to school. They end up with 2nd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade educations, and they can't do anything with it. So really, the education system needs to work to where every single Thai is guaranteed to be able to go to high school for free. And for whatever reason, the government has not, you can call it money, but I kind of doubt it. Personally, I think there is the funds to do it. But I do think that they need to make it a priority. It needs to be free, just like they need to learn how to speak English. And the reason is not because, there's so many foreigners coming to our country, we need to know how to speak English. No, that's not what it is. It's that if you want to do business abroad, most people don't give a shit about your Thai language. They don't want to have to go and get a translator. You either speak English or you don't. And I can tell you something, that in the gym, I've noticed in all the classes that I've been in, I've been doing the whole yoga thing, trying to get my big body stretched out and all that. All the people, they speak English. I'm very surprised. They will speak English to me if I don't understand something. And they don't have a problem. And I've met several people there, they speak English. Now granted, they may not be, they're in a gym, so they have the money to pay for a gym. They are not living out on a farm, eking out a living, and the family doesn't even have enough money to send the girl through school. That's not what's going on. Um, but I do think it needs to be a priority. They really need to make that education system a priority because, um, well, I mean, I just think that's your base for the future. You set you're setting up the future in educating the people better than they're being educated now. And like I keep saying, think about it. You think some chick who's 25 years old, she's looking at some guy who's a J-pop, K-pop, some Thai guy who um, probably is either a Luke Kung or a light-skinned Thai guy. They're looking at them going, "Oh my God, he's so handsome! Oh my God!" Find some Thai chick on Instagram and see who she follows, what kind of guys she follows. Now, granted, they may be, her buddy or some, friend or schoolmate or something like that. But I'm talking about out of the celebrities. You look at who they follow. That's what they want. They don't want some freaking 70-year-old guy with his nuts hanging down to his knees, and he's ordering her around and doing these kind of things and uh, threatening to cut her off if she doesn't screw him every second of the day. That's, as he downs 14 Viagras. That's not what they want. So then Sue goes on, "Tan, leave him alone. He's not looking down on us. He just wants to know." Exactly. Tan says, "I'm sorry. I'm just a little hothead and resentful. All of us would like to have a good education like you. Everyone thinks this is easy money. Phooey." I haven't heard that in a long time, and I've never heard that from a Thai woman. Phooey. "But when you're poor and have many brothers and sisters and everyone's hungry all the time, you do anything to survive. When we find out there are opportunities, it's usually too late. We aren't accepted by the normal world anymore. Everyone looks at us and looks down on us. I always wanted to write stories for children, but I don't have the heart for it now." And then all of the girls said, "Tan's really smart. We call her teacher." And you can tell in her approach in answering the questions that she seems to have more intelligence than the other girls. That she is speaking like someone who knows what the real world is like, and how that their life it's a subculture of Thai culture. That's what it is. It's a subculture. And some people come here and they never ever experience it, and nor do they want to. Some people, they experience it, and good morning, Michael. Sometimes they experience it and then they never want it again. And I can tell you that, like I've said earlier, um, not every, I'm sure that not every girl working there who says, "I've got my story, I need to tell you, oh, I got a problem." Some of them are legitimate problems. They may not be, "My buffalo died," or "Papa, he have heart problem," or something like that. They might really have legitimate problems, like they're 3 months behind on the car payment. They can't pay the car. They're going to lose it, and if they lose it, the family's going to be pissed off. And of course, it's all on their shoulders. And I'm not trying to make excuses for them. But, imagine if you don't really have many choices. It's like, Mama said, "I need to start forking over some cash for this family. I need to be doing my part. I don't know how to do it. I don't have an education because they didn't help me go to finish school." Gennaro, "The Thai government needs to do more for these women. It sounds like a hopeless trap for them." Well, it's an endless cycle. It's just like being on welfare. Except, whereas here they go into a bar, in the States, it's, maybe they have 5 different kids from 4 different men or whatever, and then they collect as much as they can, and, it's an endless cycle. And then the kids see that, and then they do that, and, it's not a good thing. And you know, like I said, first of all, there are a couple of reasons why I just don't give a shit about that scene anymore. One of which is because I'm married and I don't have an. If you're gonna go into there, you're gonna go in there. Now, if one of my good buddies were to come here and say, I really want to go to a bar, will you take me there? I'd be like, okay. If he wanted to get a chick, I'd be like, okay, here's the deal. This is what you do, and I'll try to help you. And I've done this in the past. I would do it, but I would leave. I would split. I've taken my buddies to Soapies, I've taken them to bars. I haven't done it in a long time because, think about it. Not a lot of people were coming in the past 3 years. And some people wanted to wait. Some people already have experience. They don't need me to help them. And, so, but like, what's the point for me going there? I don't want to mess around. I don't care about them. I don't give a shit about them. I care about them as human beings. And we got to make that clear. It's not that I don't care, but like I say, you can only care so much. There's only so much you can do. You can only spread your money around so far, and then more than likely, most guys will be broke. And that's what happens to a lot of guys. They feel so sorry, and they feel like they got to be the white knight. And that's why the girls are like, fucking stupid. There's a difference between being generous and kind and overdoing it to the point where you think,
Oh, she's gonna love me if I give her big money.
well, it's not going to be the love you think. It's definitely not going to be, oh my God, I met the girl of my dreams. We love each other so much. We look longingly into each other's eyes. If you know Thai women, that's not how they operate. Most of them. They don't operate that way. They're not hopeless romantics.
Oh my God. Oh, he gave me some roses.
In the beginning, I'd give my wife a rose once in a while, and she liked it. Then after a while, she's like, why don't you get me a plant? It won't die. They're very pragmatic like that. Girls that hit me up for cash in Thailand were not bar girls, rather women I'd hook up with on Tinder. The lines were blurred with hookups. Bar girls, it's clearly transactional. Anytime they're asking you for money, and they live here, and you don't know them very well, consider them the same. They're a chick out for the dough. And it's up to you to say no. Learn how to say no. There needs to be some sort of safety net. Well, there's a safety net in the United States, and guess what? I guess maybe it helps. But I would say if you're going to do away with welfare or Social Security, do away with welfare and put it towards Social Security. Because there's a hell of a lot of welfare cheats. And, you can say what you want. Yeah, there's girls that are, they've got 4 guys sending them 20,000, 30,000, whatever it is, every so often, and it helps them. But there are some that, you got the one she's the low chick on the totem pole when it comes to looks. She's not making a bundle, I can guarantee you. But does that mean that you have to feel sorry for her and, make sure that she's taken care of? No. If only the brothers also had to bring something in. Well, yeah. Thai attitude. Let the Farang tourists take care of them. Remote bell ringers are the most sad. See, never been on Tinder. I don't care about Tinder and these other freaking apps. And to me, it's completely foreign. The same with the whole, girl sitting in a bar, hitting guys up because there's nobody in the bar because the bar was closed or something like that. That shit's foreign to me. And, just like I was talking about earlier about the guy who goes into a restaurant and they're like, oh, we don't have a menu. You have to scan the QR code and then you get the menu and then you order right there. I hate that shit. Because what about the people who don't have a phone or don't give a shit about having a phone? So nowadays, if you want to live, you got to have a phone. I don't like it. Right? It's just, to me, it's a pain in the ass. And the same goes with, oh, what's the matter? Can't you go out in the world and like meet somebody yourself? I understand you're somebody who's really, really busy. You got a job, you got no time, all that other kind of stuff. Well, guess what? Maybe you people should have a little more work life balance. Give it some time. Make a little time for yourself. And I know it's difficult. And believe me, I've been there to where I didn't have any time because I was working my ass off. And somehow I managed. In fact, one of the times I had a girlfriend back in the States. Found myself a girl, and she understood. I understood. We made time for each other. That's how you do it. Agreed. If you don't set boundaries from the get-go, you will regret it later. A friend of mine who owns a bar was showing off how many people rang the bell 15 times without even being in country.
Oh my God, she's got big titties and she's so cute.
Yeah? So what are you going to do? You're going to do that anyway. Yeah, it was after we hooked up. They would message me after saying they need money for a sick relative, LOL block. Yeah, I can't even, believe me, back in the day, it was always something. Somebody knocking on my door, somebody sending me a message, calling, whatever, and I'm just like, and I really did not, in my mind, think about it. If I got $5,000 in the bank, and I know, okay, well, that's going to cover me, 6 months of my bills might be, or 3 months of my bills might be $3,600. Now, I know I have money coming in, but I want that little bit of a buffer. Why would I give 30,000 baht or $1,000 to some broad? Because, Papa's sick. Okay, well, what about Mama? What about the rest of the family? You don't know her. It's not like you're married or you've been with her for a long time and it's the truth. Then it's completely different matter. If you really love them and they really love you and you're with them and all that, well, you do what you can, as long as it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't hurt your standing, and even sometimes if it does a little bit, you just got to do what you got to do for family. I have never used a dating app until I moved to Saudi because of COVID. It was the easiest way to talk to and meet girls. However, it's still strange to me. Also, I stopped using them. I would rather just meet someone in person the old school way. Exactly, just like I was referring to the menu. I personally would rather just give me the freaking menu. I want a paper menu that I can hold. And to this day, it kind of irritates me that it's more difficult to get magazines and newspapers than in the past. Good morning, Mr. Andy. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. I like the old ways, and this is the thing. What was wrong with the old way?
Oh, we use too much paper.
Oh, really? And what about all the chips that you got to use for the computers and the phones and all this other shit? Do a cost analysis, do a environmental analysis, and I dare say that most of the time it's about the money, and that's what the world has come down to. And I understand money is important; it's a bartering chip, whatever. While I'm on the subject, get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself a hat. Where's my hat? Cover your bald head. Get your I Love Thailand, whatever it is, whatever hat you want, whatever t-shirt it is. Bar Girl Lives Matters. Bar Girl Lives Matter. Captain Sabaho, an American in Bangkok, an Aussie in Thailand, whatever it might be. Go over to anamericaninbangkok.com. Pick something up there. Dating in Saudi. See you at the mosque on Friday. How does that work? I don't think he is dating the Saudi women. I think it's mainly the Filipinas and whoever else he might be able to scrounge up. And that. Personally, I mean, I understand you're probably there for the money. You're not there for the nightlife and the fun factor. Burger Lives Matter. You know, I think I don't know if it's up right now. I thought it was up, but it was Farang Lives Matter. And somebody questioned me on it. Don't you think that's a bit, I forget what the word was, but you know, like, and I'm like, no, because here in Thailand, you know, you need to sometimes remind people that your life matters too, being a Farang, because some people overlook that and they just consider you as completely foreign to here. Not Saudi women, us expats all date Filipinas over here, lots of nurses. There you go. That's exactly what what I mean. You know, the Filipinos. And, you know, um, they serve their purpose. I don't know that I would go there and go, oh my God, I met the girl of my dreams. She's a nurse here. You know, I don't know. I guess it could happen, and I'm sure it does happen, but haha, scrounge up, lol. I totally get it. Been in the Middle East before, lol. Yeah. And it's not one of my favorite regions. Even going to Abu Dhabi for like 4 hours is like, But I will say that I have been in Dubai in the airport, and it was a fantastic airport. That place was the bomb. I had to like stay there for hours, and I kept myself busy. Plenty of food and shopping and all kinds of good stuff there. So anyway, let me get back to this. Well, you know, yeah, a little bit. I drink too much coffee. I spend too much money on coffee. And it's a pain in the ass to get around, and it is extremely hot here. Considering this weekend it's going to be over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, I don't want to be out and about. That's the last thing I want to do. And, you know, from what I've been reading in comments and messages to me, people want to hear about the Chowderheads and stories about this kind of stuff. So, for a little while I'll go on about this. But let me go on here in this thing here. Tan's really smart. We call her teacher. That's what the girls were saying. So then the guy says, if you could ask anyone for advice and help, who would it be? And then all, very reverently, Her Majesty the Queen Mother. Her Majesty has metta, compassion for all Thai people. What will you do after you stop working here? Sue, I've saved a little money and have built a small house for my sister so she can find a good husband. I'll go back home and take care of her children for her. Then all the girls chimed in, or we can marry widowers who need wives. So then he says, thank you for talking so freely. And then everybody wise, Mike and Rai Ka, please come back and visit again. You can be our psychologist. I thought that was a good little interview. You know, it's not that long or anything, but I thought it was very good. And insightful. And this is only about a little more than 3 years old. Let me see here. So this is not like some ancient, article that is outdated. It's not. All right, let me see something. I just got some photos sent to me from my pal in Ecuador. Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus criminy. What is the deal? Why do I have to... You know, this is the thing. I don't want all this... oh, give me a recovery code, and oh my God, it's a different device. It's not a different device. It's the same goddamn device. So why do I have to do this? Hang on. Hang on one second. Oops. And it's just going to whet my appetite here, these photos that I'm receiving from my pal. Yeah. Pictures from Ecuador. Bastard. Maybe once upon a time. Carnival, thank you very much. Carnival, Carnivore. Oh, you bastard. He sent me a picture. He's got, it looks like a big chicken burger with a big, huge chicken burger with some, like some potatoes on the side, like some, kind of like, I don't know what you call them, like au gratin or something like that, with a beer, and he's right on the beach. You bastard. Ah, yes. Well, you never know. You know, I might be enticed and try to talk the whole family. We're going to start learning Spanish now. It's time to go. Mallon's Thai food. Mallon's Thai restaurant, cafe, and a youth hostel. You never know. It could happen. Maybe once upon a time. Well, they're testing everything out. Choke DDU Carnivore Chronicles, as always. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm looking to have a good month today. I'm hoping I'll have a good month this month because I'm going to, on my journey next month. So, you're a month behind with Google, and everything helps. Every little bit helps. So I appreciate it. How's the train line coming along? They're testing every single day, and now you see a train every 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe you see one train going one way, and then 2 minutes later you see another one, and then 10 minutes later you see another train coming. So they are testing it, but I've never seen anybody inside the train, so I don't know what their difference between a private test and a public test is, because I saw the same thing last month. But supposedly they're going live June 1st, and all right. I have to tell my friend I am envious of these photos that he sent me. I believe it's driverless. I have not seen a person inside of it, but I haven't been all that close. It's always me looking up like that to see, what the deal is. So, kind of hard for me to be sure. But anyway, I hope that this gives you a little further insight. Contrary to what you think, and I've said this to many people, I do think. And I had a long conversation with Jim yesterday. And actually, I contacted Jono 2 days ago. And he was busy. And he said, I'll call you back. And I said, just call me whenever you can. And yesterday he was busy. And so we haven't had a chat, but we will talk. And I'll find out what's going on with him. But he's all right. As is 2Q Asia. What the hell was I going to say? Well, I don't know, because this is a monorail. It's not something I'm used to seeing, and I have not seen anybody I've seen, many of them now go by, and I haven't seen anybody inside, but it is a little difficult to see, so who knows. We'll find out soon enough. Yeah, well, the Ecuador thing. He says, watching my Warriors. Why envious? You have beautiful beaches there. Aren't you supposed to be here soon? The weather is going to change soon. We'll be there soon. Yes. Lots of pollution here, and you're somewhere new and different. There's an opera. It's not the BTS though. That's the thing. It's the MRT. Now let me see. Okay. The yellow line, which is the line here, is driverless. So it is the first, let me see here. The yellow line, Lat Proud to Samrong, is the straddle monorail system on the elevated structure, blah, 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 30.4. Okay, let me see here. Project cost. It just said that it was driverless. Where is that? Oh, rolling stocks of the pink and yellow line system is the first driverless straddle type monorail in Thailand. Maximum operation speed is 80 kilometers an hour. Train interior was designed based on universal design concept, which contained facilities and safety features. Over 30 train sets contained in this project. So it is driverless. So that's good. Oh, wow. Let me see here. Let me read these messages here you got. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. There's an operator on the BTS just saying, yeah, screw that. Skynet ain't driving me nowhere. Well, you know, the good thing is that we will not be riding on one of these on the first day. Choke D to you, Mr. Michael. Appreciate that. Yeah, we won't be here on the first day, so guess what? That means all the other people get to test it out before we come back. And if there are problems, then hopefully they'll be sooner than later, and we won't be on, we won't be on the monorail. We won't be, you know, we won't be on it. All right. So, thank you very much for joining me. I will not be on tomorrow morning. I will be on tomorrow night. I believe tomorrow night and Sunday night. That's the way I'm starting to work it. I do like this kind of daily thing. I can make them a little bit shorter. And yeah, it seems to be working out good. If you have any ideas, anything that you would like to have me talk about, by all means, leave a message in the chat or in the comments. Like I always say, leave the thumbs up and all that good stuff. Subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Check the description. Keep on watching. I appreciate it. And it's time for me to go. It's time for me to try to lose some fat. That's the way I look at it. I got to lose fat. You lose fat. I don't care so much about the muscle. I mean, it's nice to get a little muscular, but lose fat, gain a little muscle, get a little healthier, lower the cholesterol, get myself a, Hong Kong. I hope all is well in Hong Kong, seriously. And hopefully soon get the undercarriage checked and the insides. I haven't forgotten about anything. I don't forget about these things. So, anyway, I am Scott. I am an American in Bangkok. Let me see if I can do this here. How do I do this? And until next time, choke the leo jerk and mine, jerk and mine, jerk and my, jerk and my, choke the leo jerk and my. That's good luck, and until next time, until I see you later, which hopefully will be tomorrow night. So thank you, everybody, and thanks for all the contributions, and I'll talk to you guys later. There we go, right there. There's the little smiley signs. See you later. I gotta go do things. Busy man, you know? Busy, busy, busy. All right, later.